So they should middle of the day, go to my morning yard, they should do that this morning.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Bashim Yahshua Barakatah to all the brothers out there. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Bashim Yahshua to all the sisters out there. This is ISUPK, Louisiana Sabbath service. You know, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command General Highway. You know, and we're,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You see it today?
Yeah, I see it.
you know, our job is to educate blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and First Nation people indigenous to this land about their true heritage. You know, really, the 7 classes really teach you about your history. And your history starts with Genesis. You know, like we always get taught, you know, hey, that's the Bible is a white man's book. No, it's a book for us. As long as the oppressor can keep having us think that, you know, the more he has his foot on our neck, and we're not learning our heritage. Our heritage didn't start all of a sudden in the 1600s. They came on the west coast of Africa to get us and put us in slavery. No, our history is much deeper and richer than that. We come from a line of kings and priests. You know, and whenever we all start loving each other instead of hating each other, and then turn around and start following the law, statutes, commandments, and then unite with the all the other 12 tribes come together, the oppressor can't do nothing. And that's what he's been trying to stop, because he knows the history, he knows the prophecies, all the breakdowns and all that. He knows all that. For he could offset prophecy for he could continue his rule. You know. But if we, you know, in the Israelite school of ISUPK, we're here to teach you about that, you know. And we're talking on today about Jacob, you know, the father of 12 tribes. You read, young man? You know, go to Genesis 28. We haven't started yet. You know, but that's what we do. Teach our people about the 12 tribes, and we come from you know, if you're so-called African American, you come from Judah. If you're from the Caribbean islands, like so far, like Jamaica, you know, you'll be Benjamin. You know, if you're so-called Hispanic or Latino, you know, Hispanic, you know, from Mexico, you'll be Issachar. And if you're from Puerto Rico, you'll be Ephraim. You know. That's our 12 tribe. You know, we not just like I said, it's you know, when I was growing up, you know, I lived around Hispanics and Latinos. You know, I never did understand. You know, it's already bad enough. You know, every black person, you know, shoot at each other, everything, and I come to find out, you know. They just as bad as we are. You know, they do the same thing we do. You know, they don't like each other, even though they speak the same language, just like blacks speak the same language. But we out here shooting at each other and all that. We're supposed to be loving one another. You know, we're supposed to be caring about one another. You know, but we in the ISUPK, we love our Hispanic brothers, our Latino brothers, our First Nation brothers that's indigenous to this land. We love our Native American brothers, you know. And then all these names, you know, like I remember growing up, they had us I think we went about 4 or 5 name changes. We was black, we was colored, you know, we was Afro-American, and then we became African Americans. And now that we have, you know, Africans, you know, that came, people from the continent of Africa that came over here, they gonna want to be when they get ready to say, hey, we the true African Americans, which they will be right. They are African. They are from Africa. We're not. If you're so-called African American, you are not from Africa. That's just where you was living at the time. You know, that's just where you was living. You know, just like you moved from, just like coming, you know, you left the South and come to the North, you know, you're really from the South. You know, you're really from the South. You know, but you just moved up north. No, we migrated, you know, to escape the oppression around slavery and murder. That's what we did. And that's how we ended up in Africa. We wasn't living over there, you know. Much, you know, you have what Kemetic scholars like to say, you know, that Egypt is the foundation, you know, of our heritage, which is a lot. That's Egypt is North Africa. That's part of Africa, so that has nothing to do with us. You know, Africa has nothing to do with us, and you can always tell because if you ever meet an African, he'll tell you, we are not the same people. He'd be quick to call you a cat, you know. They'll call you a cotton picker, to let you know you beneath him, you know. But you know, with that said, you know, get the Sabbath class started. You know, Hamaja, just up here, just up here, just up here.
Oh.
Mhm. La Sharala means to Israel. Say Hamaja. Say sorry. Turn the first face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, and it reads, Awanawa, Shabashemaya, Wadash, Ayah, Sukkah, Yahweh, Malakbaka, Baba'ah, Rakazaka, Ayah, Asha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashemaya, Nathan Lakana, Ka, Yawan, Basalat Lanawa, Kabawah Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kabawah Yanawa, Wala'ah, Labayanawa, Sayawan, Abal, Washanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahala, Walapara, La Walaya, Aman, in English. And it reads, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Read Akash power in the Hebrew, and it reads Yahweh, Bashem, Yahusha, Babasha, Lapananawa, Akash, Larapa, Kama Allah, Wakamawa, Akash, Lataha, Hama Tazarium, Akash, Lahaquayam, Hamatayam, Akash, Arakwa, Alatamala, Lagarsh, Bashem, Yahusha, in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manners of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, and the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be. This is bless Israel in the Hebrew, and it reads Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Barak Lanawa, Waya Sharala, Wabaya, Sarapayam, Barak, Bashem, Yahweh, the Wada Aman. It reads Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, bless and Israel and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barak Thawa Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Ba Yakala, Wa Ha'alyam, Matazaya, Alawap Yahana, Alawapyam, Ha Sarayam, Ha Katazayam, Ha Kaayalyam, Awapyam, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, the Wadaman. In the English, read, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander Junior Hannah, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, and it reads,
Asha, Ayana, Ahaya, Mahaya, Yaba, Azaria, Maam, Yahweh, Asha, Shamayim, Warataza, Yatham, Lamawat, Ragaka, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Ayada, Yamyanka, Yawaman, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarash, Bayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makara, Yashamar, Atha, Napaska, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Wabawaka, Mata, Walam. In the English, it reads, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, the reason. Allah Hayam, Adamaka, Adamaka, Al Tasharas, Wahal Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Wayaba, Yaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Ma'amaka, Ya'ara Yamwa, Sabada, Wayata, Ya Atazawa, Atazapan, Atazawan Yaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakayadam, Magawa, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazaka, Sham Yasharala, Anawa, Awada, Kaya, Nawataza, Zazawa, Laba'a, Yakawa, Yaka, Baya, Ya Rathba, Haya, Adawan, Washama, Alayam, Mawa Abba, Wahagaram, Gabar, Wa'amawan, Amala, Palasha, Shayabya, Tazawa, Gam Ashawa, Lalawa, Aman, Hayawa, Zarawa, Lambanya, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Asha Alaham, Kamadayam, Kasaya, Sarah, Kamayabya, Badaka, Kawashwan, Nashamara, Bayan Dara, Haya, Dama, La Adama, Shaya, Amwa, Nada Yamawa, Kara, Wakazaba, 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 Wakadaza Mana, Kadasa Yakamawa, Wakazaba, Wakolo, Asha, Slack, Asha, Amawa, Nasha, Na Yara Sha, Lanawa, Ata, Naawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Yashatam, Tamwa, Kagaga, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tabara Yara, Wakaaba, Talawahat, Ahaya, Khan, Taradama, Basaara Aka, Wabaasa, Wabapatka, Taba Alam, Mala'a, Payaham, Palawan, Washa, Wa, Shaka, Yahweh, Wabashawa, Wayabahawa, Adayai, Wayakaparawa, Wayabawa, Wahayadawa, Kaya Shaka, Yahweh, Labaka, Yawan, Al-Kaharat, Atuza. In the English, read, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Israelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, the Baal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur has also joined with them. They are hoping the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They become as dung as for the earth. They make their nobles like Arel and like Zaid. Yea, all the princes of Zabah and Zamuna, who said, let's just take for ourselves the houses of God in possession. Own my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble for the wind, as the fire burns for the wood, and as the flames of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So,
yeah, we're gonna be talking about Jacob, father of 12 tribes of Egypt. I mean not Egypt, but the 12 tribes of Israel. Where they come from? 12 tribes of Egypt. Being no 12 tribes of Egypt. It's lucky on that, No, but like I said, that's why history, goes to. I know we was taught in church nothing but sing and dance, sing and dance, sing and dance. If you make a mistake, you just pray to the Most High Power that He forgive you, and just like Exodus 15:3, says, God is a man, God is a man of war, He's a man of war. He ain't with that soft stuff, We don't have a soft God. We don't have that. We have a merciful God, but we also have a powerful God, a vengeful God. He hate, He put these laws, statutes, commandments for Israel to follow. They weren't for nobody else. They weren't for nobody else. They was for us. They were for us only. It was for Israel. Just like Amos. What? Let me see. I'll find it right quick. It's Amos 3:1. He talked about about who he was with. Like Amos 3:1 said, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. And that's who he was talking about. He was talking to Israel, no other nation on earth. He was talking to only the Israelites. And that's you, black man, Hispanic man, Latino man, First Nation man, indigenous to this land. That's who he was talking to. He wasn't talking to the Edomites. He wasn't talking to the Moabites, the Ammonites, Mizraim. He wasn't talking to, Canaan. He wasn't talking to no other nation that's on this earth. All he was talking about, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's who he sent was talking to. He said, okay. Against the whole family which I have brought from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities. Now, it's like I said, he was talking to Israel. He didn't say, no, you ain't here to talk about nobody else, no other nation, but Israel. And I know y'all saying, well, there's white people living over in Israel right now. They're not the true Israelites. They're not the true Israelites. Let me see. Yeah, they're not the true Israelites at all. Just like it says in Revelation 2:9, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews and are not, for are the synagogue of Satan. So that's what the Most High. Said no, he know the people over there, ain't his people. So he gonna know his people, But the thing about it, you gotta know you his people. Not just because you off in church clapping your hands and playing a tambourine, not because you living by these laws, statutes, commandments like we do in the ISUPK. this is what it is. You know, we stripped ourselves of anything that was lustful to our eyes. We turned away from it. You know, and we like to doing this against the Most High. We stopped. We came in here all dirty, but for 90 days we cleaned ourselves. Whatever we was doing that was against the Most High, we began to hate too. This thing about it, you gotta hate your sin. You gotta hate that demon that's off in you. You know, you got a demon. You know, you got a demon. Get rid of it. You got a cigarette demon. Get rid of it. You got a dope demon. Get rid of it. And you can't get along with nobody. You know, can't treat nobody right. Get rid of that demon, because that's all it is a demon. You ever want to know what a demon is? Is what you do that don't satisfy the Most High and don't satisfy your brother or sister. You know, that's what a demon is. You know, if you can't get along, sister, if you can't get along with your other one, you got a demon. You got a demon right there. If you know, because he's supposed to be Lord over that house, not you arguing at him all the time or give him a hard time. You know, even if you argue, you just can't come to an agreement. Then you know you got a demon on you. Brother. If you can't stop being lustful and all that, you know, you get women and picking them up, putting them down, you got a demon that you got to get rid of. You know, because the Lord say, you get a woman, you humble her, hey, that's yours forever. You know, and guess what? You got to love her. You know, I know that's a hard pill to swallow. You got to love that woman. You know, you married her, you humbled her, you got to love her. You know, so this is a demon. And now he wasn't talking to the no other nation. He was talking only to Israel. All these laws are meant for us. Matter of fact, we go to Psalms. You know, we go to Psalms 147. Yeah, but this is all about Israel. You know, all these laws we be talking about. We be coming at you every week. You know, this was for us. You know, wonder what God wants you to do. You want to learn this for the priest and prophet of ISUPK, because we're gonna come to you with. You know, so Psalms 147:19, and he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise the Lord. So the mother nation didn't know his don't know his laws. They don't read them, but they ain't finna, even if they follow me, wouldn't do them no good, because these laws were for them anyway. It was for you to do. And but you so, you know, but like I said, you got demons. You can have a demon of stupidity to not want to follow these laws, statutes, commandments. If you got that demon, hey, you need to get rid of it. You know, you got that demon, you need to get rid of it, because that's the only way. You talk about you want to make the kingdom. You want to make the kingdom. I hate to tell you, you know, you want to go to heaven. Heaven is here on earth, and the white man is living deliciously off of heaven, while we stuck in hell. Why we stuck in hell? Because we disobedient. That's why we stuck in hell. We very disobedient. We won't, you know, we got like let's take our children for example. This is they're killing each other out here. They're killing each other out here. You know, right. I call them this just went back. This just goes back to the drug trade. These crack babies. That's all it is. These crack babies. Just them come back to harm us. You know, come back to harm. This is what crack did. This is what crack did. You know, just back to harm us. You know, came back. But we talking about Jacob, the father of 12 tribes of Israel. You know, we're gonna start at Genesis, young man, Genesis 28:1. You got young man Tyron gonna be doing the reading, you know. And before you get started, just want to thank the Most High, thank Commander General Hunter, thank ISUPK Louisiana. I finally getting close to getting custody of my son. They letting me get visitation for the summer. You know, hopefully within a few months, you know, I have custody of him, and you know, it's all lovely. You know, he already don't want to go back. You know, I hate to say it, I gotta let him go back before we can go through the process. me going, getting custody of my son. But haven't been for the ISUPK and the brothers above me that taught me, want to give a special shout out to Officer 500,000, boy. It really showed me when I first came to the truth. He counseled me on what to do and how to act. Really he kept me up in this truth. So one thing, and the rest of the brothers too. Officer Dr. Juan, Officer Ram Yala, Officer Kawan, the sisters, they kept me strong. Before we ever got on, we were just on phones then when we had got high tech, with this YouTube and stuff, it was just us, and they kept me strong, made me keep my head up, made me start finally, not to forget my rib, my rib. I said all the sisters, but just to put a light on her, my rib. That was one that's been down since day one, They helped me, kept me strong. When I went worried, she told me, don't worry, I got you. So then that's when you got a woman up. Started, let me get Genesis 28:1.
Okay, Genesis 28, verse 1. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and changed him and charged him and said unto him, thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan.
It's Canaan.
Canaan.
That's something right there. Now, that's just to speak, we're parents, and some of us parents in here, and let's think about it. It's not easy, when you have children. You gotta accept the fact you may have one that listen to you. If you have 3 or 4, you might have one out of the 4 that listen to every word you say and do what you ask. You might have to be hard on that one, then you do the other because they ain't gonna listen no way. They ain't gonna listen anyway. But Jacob, but Isaac told Jacob, do not take, don't take, a wife of the daughters of Canaan. So he blessed him and he gave him, after he found out, he blessed Jacob instead of Esau. He just, hey, okay, got to go on through with this. I already gave him the blessing. But hey, check this out. Do like I did. This is what I did. You want to choose a wife? Don't get nobody from these neighboring nations around us that's not our people. You don't get them. Don't choose a wife from them. All right. Go ahead. Verse 2.
Verse 2. Arise, go to
Panorama.
Panorama,
Yeah, got it.
to the house of
Bethuel.
thy mother's father, and take a wife from thence of a daughter of Laban, thy mother's brother.
All right. So he doing exactly what you want him to do, exactly what he did, what he was told to do. Just like Isaac, father told him to go unto his people and get a wife, and he did that. Now he telling Jacob to go unto his people, unto his mother's people, his people, and choose your wife. No, don't get none of them Canaanites. Don't get them Africans. No, don't do that. I want you to go to our people and choose a wife. Just like okay, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 28, verse 3. And God Almighty bless thee, and make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multiple of people.
Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 28, verse 4. And give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee, and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which God gave unto Abraham.
Mm-hmm. All right, you read verse 5.
Okay. Genesis chapter 28, verse 5. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Pandaram, unto Laban, son of Bethuel and Syrian, the brother of Rebekah.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob's and
Esau's
mother.
read verse 6 and I'll stop right there.
Genesis chapter 28, verse 6. When Esau saw Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Pandaram to take him a wife from thence, and that as blessed he him, he gave him a charge, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife from daughters of Canaan.
Mm-hmm. And you see how let me see. All right, go to verse 7. Read 7 and 8 and stop right there.
Genesis chapter 28, verse 7. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and he was going to Padan. Genesis 28, verse 8. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac, his father.
Go to verse 9.
Okay, Genesis chapter 28, verse 9. Then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath,
That's fine.
the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife.
All right. Now
you see how he told Jacob what to do. And you see what Esau did. Esau gonna be Esau. Esau the same now as back then. He got told, him, being the older son, Isaac told him, no, mess with them. But no, he went and got somebody from another nation anyway. That's why he didn't get the blessing. That's why he didn't get the blessing. That was just like in the beginning, like I said, he didn't tell Isaac that Esau wasn't gonna bless. He told Rebecca, he said the younger shall serve the older. He said, just like he said, Esau is the beginning of the world, but Jacob was the end of the world. They like I said, it was already meant for Jacob to be over to be the father of 12 tribes and get the covenant, and not Esau. So Esau went where he said since the daughters of Canaan that pleased his father, he said, okay, I guess I go through the family. You know what he was doing. He figured he'd go, being slick, trying to undercut and go get one of from his old, since there was Abraham son, he went to Ishmael, got an Ishmaelite. You still did the same thing. You just chose another tribe. Instead of for somebody from Africa, you got somebody from from Iran, Iraq, somewhere else, somebody that wasn't part of the covenant. That's all you did, But we see Jacob, listen to him, for the reading Proverbs 22 and 6. He said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And this is what you want to do. You want to teach your children, just like Jacob was taught, just like you're going to send Jacob off, for Jacob listening to him. Esau didn't. Like I said, you be a parent, have kids, you may have one listen to you, and the rest of them, they ain't listen to you, but they're always crying, mama, but daddy, So sometimes, you got to slap them on their butt sometimes, but they're not going to listen, so don't never get disappointed your child don't listen to it. It's just like that. You doing all you know to do. Only thing you can do is talk to them. You can't do, it ain't like it was back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, where capital punishment rule. You can't even touch a child now. You can't put nothing on them. Only thing you can do is talk to them or put them in timeout. Which, that's what Edomites do. I mean, they just really took the power out of our hand to raise our children. They know our children, they know we curse for not following God's commandment. They know what they doing. They playing this to a T. They do this because they know we already in the punishments. So they just making us, instead of us finding our way back to the Most High, they keep us studying, chasing after that string ahead Jesus, instead of following our true King Yahweh Shai. And this is the name of, in case anybody don't know, Jesus is not his name. It's pronounced Yahweh Shai. It's not Jesus. That's just something that the Roman came up with, you know. Yeah, but let's see, Colossians. Let's see. Let's see here. Colossians 3 and 2. Colossians 3 and 2, and it reads. 3 and 20. You want to read?
Yeah.
All right.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 20. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto the Lord.
So this is why you want to obey your parents, because that's pleasing to the Lord. Why you think so many lives get cut short? People dying as teenagers, little boy.
Because they're not obeying their parents, and that's what the Lord's going to do.
Yeah, that's what the Lord good young man. No, that's what the Most High wants you to do. He wants you to obey your parents. If you can't obey your parents, how you gonna obey the Most High? If you can't obey what's on earth, how you gonna obey something greater than yourself? How you gonna do it? No, you can't. You ain't gonna be able to do it. No, you can't obey your parents. How you gonna obey the Most High? No, you gotta that's something you must do. I tell these children, obey your parents. I know, I know we are light years away from each other. I know, we light years away. Y'all with this new age. This is what and this is what the oppressor was it's so smart. He do anything to appease our children. Any little thought, any little thought they got, like I said, it changed since I was young. So when I was young, they didn't have all this on TV. This was just a dream. Like when I was a kid, MTV was just in its infant stages. We had BET and all that. All that was in its infant stages. And now they got, they don't even hardly do videos anymore. And now you got songs where you're allowed to talk about, sexuality and all that, and now they got to the part where they actually showing it on TV now. Well, females have dress and all that, back, I say at least back then they would blot it out, they would black it out or have a little black screen not showing anything that's exposed. Now they show it because that's what they brought in, filthiness, lasciviousness, just nasty all around. That's what they did, Okay, back to scripture where we at. What was that, young man?
Colossians 3.
No, we're going back to Genesis.
Okay.
28 and
I think we're
Stuff in land.
9.
okay, yeah. Okay. Start at verse 10.
Okay. Genesis 28, verse 10. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran.
Read.
Okay, 11. Genesis 28, verse 11. And he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that set place and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place to sleep.
Okay, read.
Genesis 28, verse 12. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. and behold, the angels of God ascending and descending onto it.
And you see, Jacob saying a ladder, you know, and that's what they call Jake. They call it what Jacob's ladder because he seen the angels, going down to see what's going on and see them coming back to give their report unto the Most High. You know, that's what they call Jacob's ladder. You know, go ahead, keep reading.
Okay. Genesis 28 verse 13. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, God of Abraham, thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and thy seed. Genesis 28, verse 14. And thy seed shall be as dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of earth be blessed.
So right there. You say you're finna bless him if you follow his law, statutes, commandments. That's what he told Jacob. Right there, because he's saying he's about to do exactly what his father told him to do. He got up from around his people, around them, and went and go on his way to get him a wife. He could have stopped anywhere and got him a wife. But no, he's doing exactly what his father said. He going to get a wife where he was told to go get a wife from. Go ahead.
Okay. Genesis 28 and 15. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land. For I will not leave thee until I have done that of which I have spoken to thee of.
Keep reading.
Genesis 28 and 16. And Jacob awakened out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is not in this place, and I knew it not.
Keep going.
Genesis 28 and 17. And he was afraid and he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none of other but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven.
All the way to 22.
Oh, okay. Genesis 28 and 18. Sorry. And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it. Genesis 28 and 19. And he called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of that city called Luz at the first. Genesis 28 and 20. And Jacob vowed a vow, saying, if God be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on. Genesis 28 and 1. So that I come again to the Father's house in peace, then shall the Lord be my God. Genesis 28.
All right, hold it right there. Skip that verse. Now this Jacob is saying, he had the God appeared to him, so they let him know, hey, I'm the God of your father, Abraham and Isaac. Do what I say, keep my law. I'm gonna be with you. So like I said, it was only meant for Jacob anyway. It was never meant for Esau. For anybody or all of like to say, Jacob stole the birthright. He just did it. It was meant for him anyway. It was his anyway. It was his anyway. So y'all like to come out to the camp and say, hey, y'all find somebody that stole Esau's birthright. That's what Esau like to say. You stole our birthright. That's why we do y'all the way we do it. Hey, that's all right. We're gonna come out smelling like a rose at the end because we follow these law, statutes, commandments. You know, we getting our life together. We getting our house in order. You know, so so laugh now, cry later. You know, but Genesis 29. Let me see, 29:1.
Oh. Okay.
You know,
Genesis 29, verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. Genesis chapter 29 and 2. He looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth.
All right, hold up. Skip down to verse 4.
And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, Of Haran are we.
Keep going.
Genesis 28 and 5, verse 5. And he said unto them, Know ye Laban of the son of Nahar? And they said, We know him.
Keep going.
Genesis 29, verse 6. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel, his daughter, cometh with the sheep.
Hold up for you. All right, skip down to verse 10.
Genesis 29, verse 10. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near, and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother.
Verse 11.
Sir?
Verse 11.
Okay. Genesis 28, verse 11. And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept.
All right. No, hey, when he say he kissed him, no, he didn't slobber all in the mouth. He gave a salute. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Thom, Bashir, Shai. You know, that's what when you say kiss, this is what do you mean? You know, gave her a salute. You know, saluted her. So like, that's why, you know, like I said, everybody take the scriptures and try to flip them because they don't want to follow. You know, they don't want to follow. You know, like I say, you can be in church right now. They'll read this about 3 scriptures, three verses, and then have a 30-minute concert.
Right?
You know, 30-minute concert. You're gonna see wobble wobble, shake it, and all that. I mean, they don't have. I mean, they don't got worse or something. I mean, I like to see videos. You know, people call themselves praise the Lord. There might as well be a club.
That's right.
Might as well be a club, you know. And now, you know, now when I was young, they kept the homosexuals, you know, out of church.
Yes.
Now they up in the beat.
Oh, that so-called praise dancing and mime dancing.
Or taking the praise break with it.
And that's working.
Man, and then you got him up in there so flimsy.
Yes.
Tambourine playing. I mean, I'll never forget a few years. I was about 6-7 years. I happened to go back to church. My mama asked me, said, you know, you need Jesus. Go to church. So I'm going to church. I ain't been in years. And I seen, I was like, what in the world? I mean, sisters don't dress in them long dresses no more. They in there with the tightest old pants, and the pastor just up there just smiling. He just smiling. His wife mean mugging because he looking at everything. You know,
Ratchet.
you know,
Bunch of ratchet.
yeah. You know, that's what we don't. That's what we left to get in this truth. We left there because we know it wasn't right. You know, we come and hear these verses. We come and hear these verses from these true priests. And probably know we ain't living the way the Bible say live, the way the Most High intended us to live. You know, that's why everybody getting out there Christian church. That's why everybody leaving these fake Israelite camps and coming to the ISUPK like we just showed. This brother, you know, Captain 13,000 Cesaria, did an interview with a brother from
Salagi, y'all, we trying to get the audio, the video correct. Give us just one moment. Just gonna have to run it like that.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, they had a brother, I mean, then, when he was giving the interview, he was scared.
Yeah,
He was in fear. He was certain things he would say. He said, I don't want no heat coming down the phone. He said a few things. He let them know, but he never gave any names or who did what. But Cap, being so smart that he is, knew what was going on. He knew the names. He knew the names. And but some stuff like that don't go on in the ISUPK. They don't go on in the ISUPK at all. We when we say we brothers, ain't nobody trying to set nobody up. And we got a problem is we'll get that call. Hey, brother, you did this, that wasn't right.
But if I could, the case with them niggas, they don't follow the Lord. They don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord.
That's right.
The niggas follow Nathaniel. The niggas follow a doctrine, a philosophy. The scriptures say in Colossians 2:8, I believe it is. Let me pull it up. So follow not the traditions and the rudiments of men. Let me see here. But yeah, them niggas is following men. They're following men, unrighteous men at that, not just men, because here in the ISUPK, we follow a man too. His name is Yahweh Shai. That's right. We follow a man as well, but we follow a righteous example. We follow a righteous brother, a man that is set forth to show the example for the nation of Israel to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. See, those brothers, they're following wicked men. The scriptures say that when you follow, and I'm paraphrasing, when you following a wicked man, you're gonna lead yourself to destruction. That man will lead you to destruction. They're the blind leading the blind. If a nigga was in the truth, the nigga knew this was the truth in the ISUPK when he was here and left the truth and started his own thing, he know that he was off. He know he was off from what the Lord set forth. He knew that this was the truth and continued to try to follow the doctrine, but added and took away and did what he wanted to do with it. The nigga is a wicked bastard. That's right. And that's why those brothers had no brotherhood. That's why those brothers set that brother up and did him the way that they did it. That's why that nigga be on the block and on the corner, around the corner from his house at camp, still claiming GD4. Because those niggas do not follow the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why them niggas celebrate holidays. These niggas are off, and they know it, and the world know it now. The Lord is revealing that the ISUPK is the only home of the truth. It's the only place that the Lord dwelleth. This is the place where the Spirit of the Lord is truly here, and the whole world sees it now. And if they don't, they're going to continue to see it because the Lord will show forth his hand.
That's right. All styles of Quran bringing out so heavy, Like I said, you think this thing about it. You think it's easy being in the ISUPK?
It's work.
But we doing it. We doing it. We ain't be a bunch of cowards and quit over. They doctors seem a little bit better. They're not so hard. It's a nice ISUPK. No cause, no excuses.
That's damn right.
You know, and there you can have all excuses in the world.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they were able to do that heinous thing by jumping on that brother, putting him in the hospital. Breaking his arm,
Beating him with
breaking
a
his face, pistol whip the brother. No pistol whip the brother.
Just like the brother say, that nigga Hosea, whatever the hell his name is, whatever that nigga's real name is, that nigga is a liar. And the way that he described the way that he invited him to come forward to talk to him, bro, you need to come back to the school. Bro, come on, let me talk to you. And then to hit that nigga with a gun and beat him, that itself shows the spirit of IUIC. It shows the spirit of wicked men. The Bible saying in Colossians 2:8, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Christ didn't set Peter up. Peter denied Christ 3 times, and Christ didn't set that nigga up.
That's right.
Judas betrayed that nigga, and Christ didn't set that nigga up. The Bible said that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
Vengeance is not ours to take upon another brother. The scriptures say in Matthew that if you have an ought with a brother, you ought to go to him and him alone.
That's right.
And if that brother hear you, you have gained a brother. If that brother does not hear you, then you need to take it to counsel that men above you shall judge it righteously. These niggas don't know anything about counsel. These niggas don't know anything about righteousness. So, like, y'all, go ahead. I ain't
That's all right.
This shit is trash.
This was separate, ISUPK from any other Hebrew Israelite group.
That's right.
That's why we say, we're not affiliated with them.
Damn right.
And that's the reason why. Because they do things we wouldn't do. I ain't never heard the ISUPK doing nothing like that before I came in, and now that I am in. Never heard anything like that. But I hear that all about, all these different groups. Some of them that done left, changed their names, but they are all still the same group.
Mm-hmm.
They just get a different name, but they all be from the group from 5, 6, 7 years ago.
And the Lord is destroying them bastards one by one.
That's right.
That's right. Get
Set them up and knock them down.
All right, young man, go ahead.
Verse
Verse 12.
Genesis chapter 29, verse 12. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father.
Mm-hmm. Now they said when he said he's his father's brother, we go to Genesis 2. I think it's 23, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just back, this would this they were saying, like like Adam told Eve, Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh."
Mm-hmm.
So that bone of bone, flesh of my flesh means we're family.
That's right.
We're family. You're not a stranger. You're family. Go ahead.
Okay.
You gonna say something, Adam?
I was just gonna say, if somebody is your bone and your bone and your flesh and your flesh, they got the same blood running through them.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
They got the same flesh come from your grandparents and their grandparents. They got the same bones that come from your grandparents and their grandparents. That's the bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. He was letting Rachel know, you my cousin. You my cousin. And your uncle is my mama brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
Genesis 29, verse 13. And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things.
All right, go 14.
Genesis 29, verse 14. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month.
Mm-hmm. Now see, Jacob, same Rebecca and automatically fell in love. Automatically fell in love. That's what he wants. Go ahead, keep reading.
Genesis 29, verse 15. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, Shouldn't thou therefore serve me for not? For not? Tell me, what shall thy wages be?
We'll go to 16.
Genesis
Go
29,
get
verse
to the heart of the matter.
Genesis 29, verse 16. And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel.
So Bond had 2 daughters. No, go ahead.
Genesis 29, 17. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
That's a hell of a word.
Tender-eyed.
Tender-eyed. You know, he said Rachel. Now, if you don't read the next what he said about Rachel, that'll go over your head.
Right.
You know, you wouldn't get the concept of that be when it said tender-eyed. You know, in other words, Rachel wasn't attractive. You know,
Yeah, she wasn't too fair to look upon.
you know, you look good, you go.
She was a good sister, but she just wasn't fair to look upon.
Yeah, she just
She wasn't that eye catcher.
you know, just didn't catch you by the eye, how you turning away on.
Right.
You know, but you know what they say, Rachel was beautiful.
Yeah, but you know, in this instance, the brother knew what he wanted. He wanted Rachel, and he knew she was the fair one to look upon. That's what he was down for. That's what he wanted. Yeah. But you know,
that's just like trying to pick a car. Now you know you're gonna want that that candy coat, you know, the rims, that good V8 engine, right? Go real fast. No, you don't want no whipping V6. You know, with the
right.
You know, you don't want that.
Yeah, he wanted him some candy paint.
Yeah, you gotta have that candy paint. He don't want no bargain basement factory paint job. Hey. He wanted that. He want that candy coat. You know, them swingers on the rims. You know, but go ahead, keep reading.
Okay, Genesis 29 and 18. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel thy younger daughter.
Keep reading.
Go ahead.
Genesis 29 and 19. And Laban said, it is better that I should give her to thee, that I should give her to another man and abide with me.
You know why he said that? If you want to break it down,
go ahead.
Go ahead, break it down.
No, he was giving up because he know that's what he's supposed to give it to his family. You know, he was his king. You know, and that's what they did back then. You know, they didn't go off it to another nation, but he's saying since this is his nephew, I can give her to you. This you are my sister's son. I'm gonna give you
the bloodline pure.
Yeah, keep it pure. You know, which it was the Most High, playing all together. You know, go ahead.
Genesis 29 and 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
You know, this remind me when I met my real. You know, we had you gotta what. You had to wait 6 months before you ever talk to him. Then another 6 months you got a date. You know, it seemed like that time went by so fast. You know,
7 years. That's why I had to wait.
You know, that time. You know, like I said, when you love them, that time, just say like, look, you don't mind wait. If you love them, you don't mind doing that way. You don't mind no wait out there year. You know, it gives you time to get to know them too. You know, so anything come up, boom. You know, hey, it's gonna come up within the year.
Right.
You know, it's gonna come up within the year.
90 days. Give them 30 days. Give us the 3 months.
Yeah.
Look here. She gonna let you know what type of woman she is after a while. That brother gonna let you know what type of brother he is. You just got a whole lot. Waiting around, I mean, not waiting, going and getting that box or getting that rod, and then 3 months down the line, you find out that rod or that box is hell on wheels. Man, look at here. But then you got a lifetime to deal with that. Then you got a lifetime to put up with it. You got now your fight start for real. You should have fought your goddamn flesh and just waited them 3 months and seen what type of person you were dealing with, because the Bible say you're supposed to prove all things. They say before you get at the friend, you're supposed to prove it.
right.
And a husband and a wife, you got to prove one another.
That's right.
Jacob took the time. That nigga took 7 years. You better believe he watched Rachel. Them 7 years that Laban made that brother wait, he was watching Rachel. Let me see what type of man. She's beauty on the eye, but I got to see what type of sister this is. Man, look at her.
Yeah. This is what I don't want to bring it out so heavy, and think about it. When you're in this truth, you can wait. Like I said, you really rooted down up in here. You wait because you don't want to be with. You already done been out there in that world. You know what a bad woman is. You know what somebody hell on wheels is like. So why you want to get in the truth? And say, and you come a brother off in the school. You're supposed to be wise. You get wise. You wiser, hey. Hey, okay. You say, 6 months. Then wait another 6 months. Fine, I can do it.
You're gonna learn.
And, like I said, if you don't, you're gonna learn. You might have somebody that schizophrenic, all that, don't want you to go nowhere, bipolar and all that, on the wrong end.
They out there, brother. Hey, they out
They're
there,
out there.
brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them in the school. I'm just telling you, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. The Bible said that know those that labor among you. You know how you know them? You wait them goddamn 90 days. Get them 90 days what they do. Get them 6 Salaki, I call them 90 days. Get them 6 months what they do.
Right.
Wait, nigga, and watch and learn. Test.
That's right.
So you better try it. The scriptures say try every spirit. You supposed to try them spirits. See it, I'm gonna try you. Any sister out there that watching this here, Officer Quan, Officer $1,000 Louisiana, if you caught me, baby, I'm gonna try you. So you better be prepared. Right. You gonna have to get this work. I'm gonna find out what you is, who you is, all the way through. My rib will tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned from that.
Mm-hmm.
See, you can't be playing around out here, man. These marriages in ISUPK is forever. Whether you like it or not, I don't give a damn. That nigga fall out the truth, that's still your husband. Says, nah, you can't leave him to get another brother in the school. So like it. Nope. Yeah, should have thought about that them first 6 months. Yeah. Hey, it's rough.
Right. Yeah, it's a rough one, Well, all right, let's get back to this. Where we stopped off,
My
young
bad.
man.
I ain't mean to rough
keep
reading. Well, yeah, I did. That's my job.
Genesis 29, verse 21. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go up and unto her.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis 29 and 22. And Laban gathered together all the men of the first place and made a feast.
Keep on reading. Keep on.
Genesis 29, verse 23. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him. Brought her. Oh.
Okay.
Brought her to him. And he went in unto her.
He went in unto her. So like,
and you see what Laban did. Now he worked for Rachel, but the father slicked him. Sent Leah to put a veil over and everything. Go on in there, go on get married.
It's a lot. Can anybody raise your hand and tell me why he did that? Anybody? Go ahead, sis.
Because she was the oldest, right?
That's absolutely correct. In the custom of Israel, you're supposed to marry off your oldest daughter before your younger. Rachel was the younger of the two, so he gave Leah instead of Rachel. He knew what he was doing. It was wicked, or it was unrighteous the way he did it. But that is the custom of Israel, to marry off the older daughter first.
Yeah, and that was their customs. But that's the excuse they're gonna give them. But go ahead, keep reading.
He left off at he went in unto her.
24.
You there?
Yeah, Genesis 29 and 24. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for an under handmaid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, 25.
Genesis 29 and 25. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. He said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel?
Good night.
Wherefore then hast thou
Beguiled.
beguiled me?
He done pulled one over on poor Jacob.
Why you set me up like that, huh? Bro, I don't work for you 7 years for that baby right now. And you done set me up. You know it was dog in that tail. I ain't have no life. You know what I was finna do. I'm finna go ahead and testify. And you sitting in your oldest daughter. You sitting in this handmaid. that ain't what I work for you for.
Yeah.
Now we can't say that Leah was a bad rib or gonna be a bad sister, but that ain't who I work for. Like, bruh, I done put in 7 years. 7 years is a big diary. That is a large diary to pay. To work for a man for 7 years, good night, man. Look here. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all. No, I ain't gonna say that. 7 years, good night. Hey, I appreciate the offer, but she ain't that pretty. 7 years. Go ahead, sis.
Can I ask a question?
Come on, go ahead.
So that wasn't being mean, like he wasn't like being really wicked.
He was. The word beguile means to trick.
Yeah, trick. Well, I know.
Yeah, he was dealing in trickery, which was wrong to Jacob because the agreement was for Rachel. If he was a man of his word, he would have gave him what he worked for. But the way that he did it saying like right underhandedly, like, well, my older daughter supposed to go first, so I'm gonna give this nigga her.
And he could have been honest and said it, right?
And it would have been up to Jacob to agree or to accept. So like, go ahead.
Yeah, but no, he could have been like, "Oh, hey, I know you want Rachel, but it's our custom. I married the oldest daughter off." You know, now if you know, he could have just said, I have to marry the oldest daughter. But Jacob was like, "Hey, I'm on that," or he could have said, "Okay, I take that." Mm-hmm. Like they said, she was tender-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
She made the eyes tender just looking at him.
Which one, Leah?
Leah.
Tender-eyed don't mean it made the eyes tender looking on you.
Tender-eyed mean make the eyes tender.
Yeah, you come.
Go to hurting, red.
Yeah, man.
Irritated. You looking for your eye drop? Looking for your lumifier.
Maybe back up a little bit. Get out the light. Stay over there in the shade a little bit, man.
Curse the sun.
Bring me a couple drinks. You might look
some wine.
But that's why he did it though. That's why Laban did it, because and if you think about it, why would a dad marry off the unwanted daughter or the daughter that's not, or tender-eyed daughter? Mm-hmm. Why would he give her away first and do because nobody was asking for Leah. Yeah. Nobody was offering to take Leah. Yeah. So he tricked Jacob into just getting it.
Yeah. Wouldn't nobody want to marry nobody that's tender to that.
But you know what though? It's all about preference. They're like Sil was saying, like, it ain't all about the looks, cause boy, it's some pretty females that's some fucking dragons. That's some disgusting dragons that are just not, they're beautiful on the outside, but they inside look like vomit. And it's, what I mean? Yeah. But Jacob worked for what he worked for. That's the point of the matter. Laban ain't have to trick that brother to do to marry his daughter. He could have came to him righteously and like, look, okay, check this out. I'll give you my older daughter first, and then you can work for me a little bit more, then I'll give you my younger daughter. 2 for 1 deal. You know what I mean? But the way he did it with trickery. He was foul in the way he beguiled or tricked Jacob into marrying Leah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go read for 26. I don't get through this.
Genesis 29 and 20, verse 26. And Laban said, "It must not be so done in our country to give the younger one for the firstborn."
See, that's what he's saying right there. Our custom in our country is for me to give you the firstborn before I give you the younger.
Genesis 29, verse 27. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also. We will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
Mm-hmm.
So he done worked him now.
Mm-hmm.
He done worked him. Now he instead of 7, he finna get 14 out of it. He telling him, all right, so no sweat. I know I gave you my oldest daughter, but work for me 7 more years, and I'll give you Rachel. I'll give you what you want. So he had to put in 14 years for the one he wanted.
So he had to put in some more work, but he loved her so much that it was no problem.
Yeah, I gotta have.
So the work that he was doing, was it like around his land? Like he was
he was like, back then it was farming.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. He was like a helper.
Okay. You had sheep, camels, goats, rams, all that,
Cleaning up
mm-hmm.
horse manure and cleaning the stables, making sure the pigs eat, make sure, and they did have pigs. Pigs have a purpose. The Bible does not say that you cannot have pigs. Let me get that out front for all you IUIC or Christian church members. You can have pigs because their purpose is to clean up. Their purpose is to eat the garbage and the trash that's around you and keep your areas clean at your farm. So they had pigs and all the stuff that they had, his job was to maintain it, to keep clean, to work for Laban and do what he needed.
All right. Go ahead, young man.
Genesis 29 and 28. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave Rachel his daughter.
Wait, slow down, read it again.
And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also.
I was like, Jacob didn't want to put in that work, and he got his prize, what he wanted. That was 14 years. That's a long time.
That's half of most men's life.
We can't even do 6 months.
Man.
We can't do 6 months, but hey, he did. There's a show. On both sides was with him.
Right.
That he was able to do it. Because most I'd be like, I can't do that. He went on. I could just give me another one for Cain. I could just leave her. Chop up my losses. But he did. Lord was with him, so he ain't mind doing that work, putting in that work to get it what he wanted. And that's what you got to do. And it's true, to get what you want, you got to put in this work. If you want to make the kingdom, you got work to do. And it's an everyday job, 365. You got to catch yourself at times. Some people will make you get out of order. That's how you got to watch who you have as company. Who you have as company. Who you have around you, who you interact with.
And so long to the brother, I am Judah. He said, I believe it was 21 years total. He worked 14 years for Rachel. Scripture say he worked the first 7 for her, and then he worked 7. He had told him to fulfill 7 more. So that was a total of just 14 years for Rachel.
All right. Go to 29, young man.
Genesis 29, verse 29. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, Bilhah.
That's right.
Okay. His handmaid to be her maid.
All right, keep going.
Genesis 29, verse 30.
You don't have to read the book, chapter, and verse, every verse.
Mm-hmm. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
So the 21 years that the brother is stating, he worked for Laban 21 years, but he only worked for Rachel 14.
Rachel and getting his wives 14 years.
Right.
But he stayed there another 7 years.
That's correct.
I think building his bank up.
Right. Right. And he wasn't wrong. I think that was the smart thing to do because nigga, look, you done got 14 years out of me, and that was work for you. You wasn't paying me. You only gave me somewhere to lay and someone to eat and wives. But I wasn't making no money to care for. I was working for you them first 7 years. I can get my rib. I'm in my prime still. I can go get me some work. I can get my land, you know, and I'd be good. 14 years gone. Yeah, bro, look, I'm finna work for you 7 more years, and you finna pay me. I'm finna put something in my pocket. That way when I leave here, I'll be able to take care of your daughters. So now you're going to do for me. So he made him work them extra 7 years, and then Jacob worked 7 more years from him to get what he needed out of it, which I would have did too. Yeah.
Go ahead. Read.
Genesis 31, verse 31. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren.
Now you see how he did. The sister that was tender-eyed, he opened up her womb. I mean, she was able to conceive.
Right.
But the beautiful one, nah, she was barren. Couldn't have no kids. You know, so you know, that's like the sister said. You know, it don't matter what you look like. You know, looks ain't everything. I can tell you that. Beauty and everything.
And Jacob was wrong. He was wrong, and that's why the Lord did that to him, because he hated Leah because of the way she looked. It wasn't her fault her dad tricked him. It wasn't her fault that her dad gave him her before he gave Rachel. That was Laban's fault. The alt was with Laban, but he hated Leah for that. Leah probably was a kind, loving sister. She probably was. She probably was a good sister for Jacob, but he hated her because of what his dad did, but what her dad did to him. So the Lord looked upon that with you know, he frowned upon it. All right, I'm gonna close out Rachel's womb and I'm gonna open Leah's on. You're gonna have some chilling by her and see that she gonna have your firstborn son. So you're gonna have to love somebody.
All right. Go ahead, young man, to the end of the chapter.
And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me.
And if y'all see in that that verse, that's what Reuben means. Reuben's name means my affliction, upon my affliction. Salaki. So that's what the tribe of Reuben is named after. My affliction. Leah was going through it. She said she only wanted Jacob to love her. So she had a son and named her son Reuben, which means or Ra'awaban in the Hebrew, which means my affliction. So like, go ahead.
And she conceived again, and
It's okay.
And she conceived again and bare a son. She said, because the Lord hath heard I was hated, he hath therefore given me a son, given me this son also. And she called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bare a son. And now this time.
And said, slow down, take your time.
And said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him three sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. And she conceived again, and I will bear a son. And she said, now I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah and left bearing.
This man, like Leah had all the kids, and she done at the point where she done stopped conceiving. When she stopped bearing, you know. Go ahead, we're gonna go finish that. You go to verse 30. I mean chapter 30.
Genesis chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister, and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die.
Hold on. Just like the scripture, let me see. I think it's Leviticus 18:18. You know, it says, neither shall I take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her negative side other in her lifetime. That's why they don't do that now. You know, that's why we don't. You can't date two sisters, no blood sisters, because of this right here.
Okay.
You know, Rachel went to hating her sister. You know, she giving her husband children, and she ain't able to. It's gonna be something that gonna cause some jealousy. You know, some sort of way. That's why there's you can't date two sisters. You know,
Too much strife.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Too much work too, man.
Genesis chapter 30, verse 2. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, am I in God's stead? Who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb?
You know, say, she got mad. You know, she like, give me children. Like, okay, if you got to get pregnant. Hey, my seed working. You know, my seed is working.
But he questioning the Lord now. He like, man, am I in God's stead? Am I part of the Lord's flock? Do I belong to the Lord? Why your womb closed? So he mad, at the fact that the Lord done made Rachel barren, and he continuously getting sons from Leah. You still keeping your duty of men. I mean, your duty with her. You laying down with her, but you hate her. Why? Like, nigga, get over it. You got 3 sons by this woman now. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Go ahead, young man.
And she said, behold, my maid, Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall also bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her.
Go keep going.
And she gave him Bilhah, her maid, to her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. Genesis 30, verse 5.
Just keep reading. You ain't got to say that.
Okay. And Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son.
Now, you see that? Just to let all y'all know, out there, IUIC Christians, the 12 tribes didn't come with just one woman.
Right.
It came with just one man. She didn't. They didn't have 5 or 6 baby daddies. No, they had one husband, one baby daddy, 4 women. So it wasn't. One woman didn't create the 12 tribes. That's why if your sisters out there know it's a rough one, if you're out of one side to get another wife, let them do it.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Be quiet.
Do your job. You be the best rib that you can be, and don't worry about them other sisters. Let them sisters do their job. That's they, that's their business. That's his business.
That's right.
That man having business. You get involved with them other sisters in a spiteful or a malice way. It causes disruption not only to that sister's home, but it causes disruption to your home, your husband, and everything around him. All you gotta do is just do your part, sisters. It's not important for you to worry about the other woman. It's not important for you to worry about if your husband is gonna get another rib. That's that man's prerogative. That's his business. You know what I mean? If you do your part and be the best rib that you can be, that's all that you can do. The Lord looks upon that with a delight. He looks at that as to being a delight that you are a daughter of Zion doing what he has instructed. It's not your concern to worry about what your husband doing. Stay in your lane, baby.
All right, go ahead.
And Rachel said, God hath judged me, and hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son. Therefore, she called his name Dan.
Verse 7.
Yeah. And Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, with great wrestling, have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali.
Yeah, Naphtali.
When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah, a truth cometh.
Leah said.
And Leah said, a troop cometh. And she called his name, Gad.
That's what Gad name means, a troop
Troop
coming.
coming.
Now, y'all, just like the brother said, obviously your heart said, that's 4 women. That's 4 women Jacob done got out of that. So out of them 14 years, the brother got him 4 wives. Them 2 handmaids, them ribs, gave a handmaids. Look, Rachel gave hers because she was barren, couldn't have no kids. Leah gave hers because Rachel started having babies and she stopped. So she wanted her husband to be fruitful and multiply. They wanted their husband to be fruitful and multiply.
The Most High said he was going to be fruitful.
Goddamn right.
Go ahead.
So I have a question. Oh, so what if the woman didn't want to have kids? Like, is that going against the Most High?
Well, it's not her choice to have kids, to want to have kids or not, because the scriptures say to be fruitful and multiply, and that your desires should be unto your husband. Genesis 3:29, and I believe that's what it is. But yeah, your desires, it should be to what your husband wants. So if a woman does not want to have kids and her husband want to have kids, she got to humble herself.
So for me,
Go ahead.
that was like part of the punishment for Eve. She would have been independent had she not did what
Whoa,
she did.
like she would have been in
No, you know what I mean?
But
She would have had a voice. She would have had a voice.
God,
But since she did what she did, not following the Most High commandment, that was her punishment.
right.
No.
Well, this is what I would say about it. Cause see, my rib right now, she don't want to have no more kids either, and I'm with her. I understand. I right now with a toddler and an infant, work like a mother. It's a lot of work, and I understand my rib. The first one she had a rough pregnancy, and I know I'm going on mine, but I'm just giving the example. If that sister say, out of one, I really don't want to have no more babies. I mean, if you ain't had now, buy him and he want one, it's different. It is, and age is not a matter because Sarah had babies at 90-some years old. Yeah. Sarah had a child by Abraham. She was 90. She had Isaac at 90-some. So, I mean, it's women that have babies 50, 60 years old, which I ain't trying to say that should be because that's rough. And it's a high risk. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if your husband desires to have a child and you have none from him, it's your duty. I know, but it's your duty, sis. You're going to go to counseling and get told the same thing. I promise you that. You're going to go to counseling and get told the same thing. I don't want to have a child out of one at my age. Salagi, sis, do you have a child by your husband? La, sir. Did your husband desire to have a child? Con out of one con, since you're going to go have a baby. That's going to be your counsel. I'm just telling you because you have to bear that bullet.
What if we go get a dog?
Whoa. If your husband don't want a dog, you're not following the order. Yes, sis. I understand, but pray about it. Because the desires of your husband, that's all I can say. And that's righteous.
Yeah, but you also got to think about, once you done got up and, you don't get, like a woman get 40, it's kind of dangerous for to have a be carrying a baby and then have them because something might be wrong with the baby when you get the older woman get.
I agree. So long, y'all. 1 second. Alawapon ya, General Q is in here. Alawapon ya. Barak. Y'all Bashim, y'all Shabrakatah. Y'all can have a seat. Shalom, Adawan. See you in the chat, sir. But Khan, man, yeah, it's up to your husband, sis. And the age thing, your heart is saying is right that it is it makes it a high risk pregnancy, but you still can have a baby. Yet and still, if it's high risk or no high risk, you still can have a child. Now, if it's to the point where it will most definitely put your life in danger, then that's something to that definitely has to be considered by that brother, you know, to take into consideration and not be ignorant or fool to the fact of I want a baby, I don't give a damn if it kill you. That, you know, that nigga's right. But I'm just saying that nigga have to he have to use wisdom at that point. Now I'm not talking about your husband. I'm talking in general. That the brother would have to be considerate of the factor of what could happen. But if he decide and it's not to the point where it's a death to you that he want a child, bear that brother a child, sister. Salah.
All right. Let's go and finish this. Young man, go to verse 14.
And shalom, Lord of Christ, everybody in the chat, man. The water for y'all tuning in. We're getting it in, man. Just bear with us. We got a young man, Kyron, in here reading. He putting in his brick, man. What verse you at?
We're at chapter 30, but
Verse 14.
Verse 14, I got it right here. All right. Genesis chapter 30 and verse 14. And Reuben went in the days of wheat. No, we're not there. We're not at 14.
No, I'll just skip down.
Oh, you dropped down. Okay. He dropped down. Verse 14. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found mandrakes in the field and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. We don't went over what mandrakes are, man. Mandrakes were aphrodisiac. They're like a pack of honey or some blue chews or hymns or whatever that stuff y'all see on. Yeah, that she gave him something to get Jacob aroused up. You know, verse 15. And she said unto her, is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? So Leah hot. Mm-hmm. She like, so you done took my husband already. Yeah. And now you want to take my son mandrake? You want to take my son's stuff that he brought for me? Like, for my husband? Go ahead.
I mean, it goes back to Leviticus 18:18. That's why we no longer date sisters no more. Yeah, because that right there.
Yeah.
They probably battled all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you took my husband. You know, he was my husband. Why you ain't go find your own?
Baby, that's her husband too. all four of y'all, that's y'all husband. Yeah. You can't be mad at this sister talking about she took your husband. Your husband worked for her and got you. So, baby, you took her husband. You know what I mean? To be, as a matter of fact, you know, you got her because of some trickery. You didn't get him because he worked for you. He came here for Rachel. So that, in actuality, that's all y'all husband. And that's the way that it got to be put. You can't sit and say, you know, you took my husband. No, he worked for her just like he worked for you. He didn't work for you, but he got you. But I'm just saying, he put in the same amount of time what he put in to get you. All right. Let me see what verse. And verse in the middle of verse 15. And Rachel said, therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, I got it. I'm going to give it back to you. And said, thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. See, Jacob still did his job. He still was righteous. That sister wanted some rod. He had to go give it to her. You do benevolence, man. He had to go do his job. She wanted him. Come here. Let me talk to you. He had to go do it. You want to keep? You had to say anything to say? Okay. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kyra. You can take over.
And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob the fifth son. And Leah said,
you might.
And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. Mm-hmm. And Leah conceived again, and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, God hath endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulon.
But Leah was popping the mouth.
But
She was getting it, boy. Hey,
hey, that's what she got blessed with. No, like I said, she was not loved by her husband, but she gave her husband plenty of children.
yeah, man. She
She
gave
was
that
building
nigga,
Israel.
She gave that nigga a lineage. Wait.
She was fertile.
But you know what though? That was she was like, hey, if I can't get him to love me, he gonna love my sons.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. And which is again, you know, I don't I pray that no brother hate their rib because of how she look or what, you know, how you got her. And why you brothers for sure take y'all time with these sisters, man. Take y'all time, man. Brother called me when I first got here. A brother called me, and that's the spirit of the Lord, bro. My brother called me, a brother of mine from Florida called me and say, man, brother, this chick didn't work out that he had been talking to. Chick, blase, squad, blah, blah, blah. This is happening, and it didn't work out, man. I thank the Most High in Christ. I was doing my 6 months. He said, man, I'm glad that I didn't just sleep with that sister, man, because I would have been up the creek and she would have left me, and that'd have been another rib I got out here that ain't in the truth and this and that. And that's crazy that we going over that because the brother, that's what the phone call I was on when I walked in the door here. Wow. Brother had just told me that the sister was like, I can't do this. I see you with your family. And this, baby, you knew he had a family. You knew he was going to be a multiple wives. You knew that, you know, the man can have more than one. You knew that you was going to be another rib and you knew this and that. But I just wanted to show the spirit of the Lord. And that just, it always confirms to me, the Lord always confirms to me that ISUPK is in the spirit and in the truth, because these situations happen all the time. Classes be about a certain topic and I've either been done dealt with it or been done talked about it the same day or the day before. And it's the Lord. So it is. It's definitely confirmation, man. That blows my mind. But it does it all the time, and it renews my faith all the time. It builds my faith up in the Lord because I know that the Lord is with us. I truly know that. And that's it. Back on the topic. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Are we on verse 21?
Go ahead.
Are we on verse 21?
Yeah, you're on verse 21.
And afterwards, she bare a daughter and named her Dinah.
7 children. Ooh. She done had 6 boys and 1 girl. Boy, Leah, hey. Yeah, Leah like my mama though. My mama had 7 children. Leah, hey, back in the days, women had babies. Look at
spit them out.
Wait, yeah, man. Had some babies. These days,
lucky to get 1 or 2.
I don't want to have no babies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
a boss.
Just saying, so I can't say that I don't want to have you. No, baby, you got to have that man a baby if he want a baby.
God. Like I said, you know, like I said, if it be a danger to you, like I said, you get past 40. Yeah, that's dangerous.
You just have to plead your case the right way. The Bible say that a woman can win a man over in her conversation. So be wise in the way you talk to him.
No, I just was asking. I mean, if it happened, it was sad. But I'm just saying, I was just asking. Like, would I be wrong if I said I just flat out didn't want him? You know, I'm not gonna tell him. No, I don't want no kids. I won't tell him that. I'm just saying, like, if I didn't want him, am I being wrong?
According to the Lord, God.
Okay, that's
but the best way to do it is, I'm not directing this towards you. I'm saying this for prophesying to the wind. Sisters, if you don't want to have any kids, you better be one hell of a cook. You better be one hell of a submissive sister, because all it is being able to speak to your husband and win him over by your conversation. What you say to him can move mountains if you know how to do it. So hey, that's just my advice on that. But Leah was getting it in. I commend that sister. You had something to ask, sis?
Yeah, I
Go
know
ahead.
I can't have kids, but if it would have been if I knew my husband before now, whatever, I would have been more than happy to have kids for him.
Most I cry. Give her a hand. Right there. Look. Give her a hand. You all say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ain't mad at you. Most I cry, sis. Damn right. But it is preference, and like you say, 24 years. That's a long time. That's a long time. But, yeah. Oh, you only got one?
3 days, 19 hours, and 8
Say, shit, I remember the time, nigga. Hey, that's enough. Wait. God, I understood. It's a lot good, y'all.
Go ahead, young man.
And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened her, hearkened to her and opened her womb, and she conceived and bare a son, and said, God has taken away my reproach.
And she knew she was being punished. She she was being wrong toward Leah, her sister. Like I said, like Officer Kwan was saying, that wasn't Leah's fault that she became Jacob's husband first before she did. Like I said, her father did that, and she hated her sister. That's why her womb was closed. And now he finally opened up, and they became the fourth woman for the nation of Israel, the mother of the nation of Israel. Like I said, it was only one man, like it's supposed to be. One man, 4 women. Instead of one woman having all the 12 kids by herself. And that's the most high way showing, that multiple wives is righteous. It ain't like, he being a dog, how they were say out in the world when you have multiple women, you're a dog. That's most high said, be fruitful and multiply. So hey, you can have multiple wives. I wouldn't want them, but you can have multiple wives. And God would not frown, the Most High would not frown upon it. No matter what your Christian pastor say, he'll be quick and say you need to lead that group. They ain't nothing but a cult anyway. But you think about it, what you think the church is? That's the biggest cult. That was the first cult. It trumps everything. That's why you think you have so many outfits like Jim Jones back in the days. He came from the church because the church was wicked, and he was even more wicked than the church. And David Koresh and all them type of people, and what all them come from the church. So that's why I never thought the ISUPK was a club. I looked at it, like seen the dress and everything and the scriptures, and I said, I love this. I said these scriptures that was never explained to me.
And so General Q say, but I am a cult leader. I can't lead a camp. Damn right, I was want to give him a hand. Damn right. You want to keep going? Where you going? 24. Verse 24. And she called his name Joseph and said, the Lord shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had born Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go unto my own place and to my country. He want his own now. He's like, man, I got a family. It's time for me to leave around here. Verse 26. Give me my wives. What did he say? Give me my wives with an S and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. Go ahead.
Okay, so he gave 4 wives and all his children within the 7 years, the 7 years that he was working.
He stayed after.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that extra 7 years.
Yeah, so all of that.
I think it might have been a little longer than just within them 7 years, but it's possible. But the way Leah had 6 children, I don't think. Well, she could have had one every year.
You know that happened.
That could have been.
I know I had them like that.
It could. I can't, because that's why I'm saying I can't say whether it was that 7 years or additional time, because it does not say. But that's possible that within those extra 7 years he worked, all them children could have been born.
But they could have been pregnant at the same time.
That's right. That's facts.
That's all that.
Yeah, that brother. Woo. Good night. God. Yeah, he did. Verse 27. Go ahead, Kai.
Give me my wives. Oh,
Go ahead. You can read that.
give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes,
Terry. He want him to stay. He's like, if I found favor in your eyes, just stay. But nigga, you the same one that tricked me to marry your older daughter. But you know what? If I found favor with you, Jacob, stay here with us. That's what he telling him. Go ahead.
Terry, for I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake.
He said the Lord blessed them for what?
Thy sake.
For what?
Thy sake.
For what?
Thy sake.
He said the Lord blessed me because of you, Jacob. He said the reason that my land is fertile, the reason that my house is blessed is because of you. So stay with me longer and let me continue to be blessed. That's what Laban is asking Jacob. Go ahead.
And he said, appoint me thy wages, and I will give it.
Yeah, just pay me what you owe me. Go ahead.
And he said unto him, thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me. For it was little which thou hast before I came, and now it is increased unto a multitude. And the Lord has blessed me thee since my coming. And now when
No, read again. Slow down.
When shall I provide for mine own house also?
That's right.
And he said, what shall I give thee? And Jacob said, thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire.
He said, just pay me like that. You want to pay me? Pay me the speckled cattle that you got. Pay me the speckled sheep that you got. Pay me the speckled goats that you got. Just give me them, and I'll be good. That's my wages. That's what you can pay me. Pay me with the increase that I've helped you to get. You ain't got to pay me no money. Pay me with the increase, because you know what? Jacob was wise in that matter, because most men would have took money from Laban, but the cattle, the goats, and the sheep, they were worth more than money. His family would not go hungry. His family would have money because you could sell them. And he's told him, with the increase that the Lord blessed me with for you to have this, just give me a portion of it, because I earned it. I worked for that. I helped you to get that. You recognize that the Lord has blessed you because of me. Now you bless me this way. This is what I want. You said give me the wages that tell you the wages that I want. That's what I want. Salam.
Go ahead.
All right. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come for my hire before thy face, every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. And Laban said, behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he removed that, and he removed that day he goats that were ring shaped and spotted, and all the goats all the she goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one that had some white in it, and all brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hand of his sons.
Mm.
And he set 3 days' journey, but betwixt himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar and the hazel and chestnut tree, and peeled white streaks in them, and made the white appear which was in the rods. And he set the rods which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutters in the watering troughs, when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle, ring straight, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs, and set the faces of the flocks toward the ring straight, and all the brown in the flock of Laban, and he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban's cattle. And it just finished.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods.
Hold on for a minute. Now, you see how Jacob using his head, since he got to work, he finna get the best of the cattle.
That's right.
You know, he finna get the best of it.
That's right.
He finna give Laban his. You know, even though he took the ring straight and the brown, he breeding them all together, and before they, you know, they can be stronger. You know, and he give Laban the messed up cattle. You know,
he used his mind to beguile him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, them extra 7 years that I worked for you, I wasn't working for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was working for me. You tricked me the first 7. The next 7, I worked for what I wanted, and then them next 7, I worked for what I wanted. I wasn't just working for you just to get what you wanted to give me. Nah, I built these cattle up for my household. I built these sheep and these goats up for my household. That's wise. That's using wisdom. Mm-hmm. Laban didn't get the better end of the stick. The Lord wasn't blessing you for Jacob's sake. He was blessing Jacob for Jacob's sake.
Go ahead and finish it up.
But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. Mm-hmm. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger is Jacob's.
So see that? See how Jacob did that? He got, you know, even though he took the stringer was, he had bred them so good that he made them stronger. So he kept the strong cattle and gave Laban the weaker ones. Go ahead.
And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservants, and men servants, and camels, and
asses. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad word. It's in the Bible. You know? Well, that's another thing. They like a lot of words that people use, they like to say, like when we talk, we may say some expletives, as they say. You know, and they like, oh, how's y'all men guy, and y'all talking like that? Hey, you'll find a lot of these words off in the Bible, when we say. You know? And a lot of the words they like I said, the prophets back then, they talk rough to you. They wasn't all nice and sweet. So you know, they tell you what the Most High want you to hear. Yeah, Christian preacher said, God loves everybody. We tell you, hey, God loves the 12 tribes. This 12 tribes that we're going over today. And just to further tell you, like I said, 12 tribes was not born out of one woman. The Most High made it like,
much polygamy.
Much polygamy. 4 women. Became 4 women, 1 man. Create them 12 tribes, not 4 women and 4 men.
Right.
Only 1 man, like that's how it's supposed to be. One man became the father of the 12 tribes. That's Jacob. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that concludes Sabbath service. Was there a module up here?
You gonna read that? You gonna blow it? Yeah. You do? You doing the Lord's Prayer stuff afterwards? All right, Imagine, which means to stand. Upon Akwadam, which means to turn to face the east. We're going to read the Lord's Prayer first in Hebrew and then in English. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Laba'ah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Nathelanawa, Nakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Noah, Kabawat Noah, Kasalak Noah, Kabawat Yenawa, Wala'a, Tabia Ayanaw, Banasayawan, Abal, Awashayanaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'aiwalamyam, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Okay. All right. Sar, which means to turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imagine. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakta.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakta.
Yajimatah. Sar, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Sisters, Imagine, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Lathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yajimatah, class dismissed.